something that matters to me. You do not know what I have in mind. Packed our bags, we'll be on our way. The night was long as I waited till we got aside. 'Cause I know what matters to you. What do you want? What's your biggest need? Every hour we spend together, and suddenly the chances are small, just like the love. It's been 72 weeks in this town. I still believe I'll see you again. No matter what, I got off the ground for something that matters to me. But what do you want? What's your biggest need? Every hour we spend together, and suddenly the chances are small. It's like a lottery. I just hope we can stay together. Wait, the chances are small, just like the lottery.
Sunlight on the sea reminds me of where we used to be. Your hair caught in the wind, like a sail you drifted far from me. In my mind we're playing hide and seek, guiding me while the waves sigh and speak. You're gone but still you're with me. You will always be my love. Always be my love. My love. My love. I better find a way. Or does it really matter? you love the most. I just wanna keep you close, so we have to give it one more try before the idiots are taking over. They're caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from the other. No one can tell you what they're running from. No one knows anymore. What's it for? What's it for? There's so much more than we've been told, way beyond what we can hold. So keep your eyes open for the things that really matter. Oh, we have to give it one more try now that the idiots are taking over. They're caught up in the race of wanting more, and we can tell one from the